Baroness, you said? And Scarlet?
Baroness.
Baroness. The Borness must be the exclusive.
Baroness. The Baroness.
I said,
Small talk.
welcome to episode 42 of Small Talk, the show where we talk about absolutely nothing important. Sean, my co-host, had a emergency. He is not going to be able to make it, most likely. This show, I think he was attributing it to storms headed their way, some pretty bad ones. So I am joined by Eddie, Money Mendez, and Mario.
What's happening?
What's up, guys?
Good evening, gents.
So, yeah, a lot of big things planned for this show. Hasbro, again, had a ton of news. NECA, again. It seems like it's in waves nowadays. Like, with a lot of their, what would have been con or Toy Fair releases, right? And that's probably what we're seeing. And we're also joined by Ellie.
Aww.
If you hear any snorting, here she is, star of the show.
Ellie.
She heard that. So we want to thank our friends over at Watto Scrapyard for sponsoring this week's episode of Small Talk. Great guys there. Have you guys ever gotten a Watto Scrapyard head sculpt?
I haven't yet, no. I mean, I usually don't customize my stuff like that, but
Yeah.
I'm going to have to hit them up for something.
Yeah, for me, I keep talking about it, and I think I actually am going to message him actually probably during the show, because that's always when I remember it, but I'm getting serious about it now, where I want to update Mezco's John Wick head sculpt, as that figure is pretty good, and that is my biggest complaint on it.
Very nice.
The accessories in itself make it a good one for me. What up, Toy Mafia? Danny, Equan? What's up, guys? All right. So just to kick it off into smaller talk, I know Sean had a subject he kind of wanted to bring up, but he said it kind of has to do with comics. So he'll be bringing that up if most likely next episode. I also do want to do a giveaway if we have time this show, but we are racing against the clock because we don't want to run into After Dark going live at 10:30 tonight.
Dude, they can wait. They can wait.
Yeah.
Do your show, bro.
I would, but I actually feel bad because we're the ones going on a random day here. Have some real life things coming up tomorrow, so I wasn't able to stream, so apologies there. But anyways, getting into the smaller talk, the first thing I kind of wanted to get into, I saw this through marvelousnews.com, but they are reporting from Reuters that Hasbro toys, to get more expensive as costs surge. We reported on this a couple episodes back, and it was kind of a big topic that we took, but in a meeting that they held, I believe it was an investor event, they actually did announce that Toymaker, like most U.S. manufacturers, has to contend with rising resin, packaging, and metal prices, as well as soaring transportation costs due to high demand and supply disruptions caused by COVID-19 pandemic. We were probably headed towards $22.99 for a lot of these cheaper figures anyways, with like Marvel Legends and Black Series and things like that. I think COVID sped it up, but it sucks, but what's, $3 more at this point?
Well, didn't they hint at that like a few months ago? That just gave everyone a heads up that prices will be going up?
It was rumors, I believe, at that time. It was essentially unconfirmed by Hasbro. The biggest thing now is that they've actually acknowledged it. The biggest one that they keep referencing now is the Iron Man Ursa Major Build-A-Figure wave. That'll be out later this year. That was among the first that was going to retail for that. The sucky thing is a lot of bigger stores are going to be able to keep the prices down. That's kind of a bummer. So like Walmart, Target, it sounds like if you see them there, they'll still be $19.99 for the most part. A lot of the smaller Stores, businesses, things like that, they'll probably have to hike them the $22.99 to make a little bit of a profit there. And it's not their fault. It's Hasbro probably raising the prices there that they're getting for their wholesale price, and so then they have to keep their margin up. It just sucks that the small guys are going to kind of come out on the wrong end here. And if I am purchasing those cheap figures, I'll pay the extra for either to like a local comic book shop or some of the smaller resellers, or even Entertainment Earth. I don't feel guilty about spending money with. Eddie, what do you think about it all?
It was gonna happen eventually, right? I mean, everything goes up in price. At what point? I think the question is like, at what point do you stop paying for these cheaper things because of the price hikes? Like, is quality going up too in these things? Is accessories and packaging going up? You know what I mean?
No,
I wouldn't think so.
No, they said it was just because of the prices of the materials, and then the transportation with the distribution pricing and prices from COVID
So
and stuff.
they're pretty much telling you, like, you guys have been getting this for too cheap lately, and we need to charge you what we're actually spending on these things.
Yeah, they're adjusting to the times is what they said for the most part. Adjusting to, like if you order something from overseas, typically right now, you'll see, like KG Hobby, right? If you order something from over there, the prices for shipping is going to be different than it normally would. A lot of times, like eBay is the same way. Either it's going to be quite a bit more, or it's going to be different shipping methods than that are going to take a lot longer than you're normally used to.
Mm-hmm.
So that is going to make, I think that is the kind of the distribution prices that they alluded to, which I totally understand. Like I said, I think, like you said, Eddie, inflation's a part of life and was probably coming. But yeah, I think it just got sped up because of COVID and the times we're in. Yeah, I don't know. Mark says Walmart still has Black Series at $17.88. Yeah, not like there's anything ever on the shelf. That's exactly right.
Yeah, really.
And I guess it's a good thing still to a certain extent, / annoying. It means that they're still selling. I remember back in the day, like not back in the day, but like even like 6-7 years ago, it seemed like when I was going into Toys R Us, there'd be peg warmers all over the place for these places. And now that we don't have Toys R Us, it seems like that's where a lot of the supply and demand issues have came about with Hasbro, is once it fell on Target and Walmart to handle most of the figures on Hasbro's end. It seems like that's when a lot of things ran out. But yeah, that's it's a bummer, but still not terrible. I think they were already a steal. It's the same thing with NECA. NECA talked about that, how their ultimates had to go up in price from about $29.99 to about $34 ish kind of thing, I guess. And a big reason they had to do that was the costs. And I always said their ultimates were already a steal. And I think to a certain extent, for how good Legends and Black Series have gotten, it's probably the same case here, where we were probably getting a steal without realizing.
I think that with NECA, they can charge those prices because there's no competition in what the stuff that they sell in that scale. They can charge a little bit pricier because you're not going to find another like Jaws movie line figure in that scale for that price. You're not going to find like certain licenses that they have. You're not going to find, so you pay that price. But the thing is with like Legends and Black Series is you start getting into like 30, like getting closer to the $30 mark. You're starting to get into an area of where you can get SH Figuarts for just a little bit more, like Black Series, like Star Wars SH figure arts and Legends SH or Marvel SH figure arts. So it's like, I don't know if they can, like, I mean, sure, they're only at 23 or whatever now, maybe 25, but you know, you spend $15 more, you got an SH figure. So it's like, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. They need to raise the quality, or I think people will buy less and less.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No. Yeah, and that's a good point that they have stayed relevant probably because of that quality. For instance, the G.I. Joe line, Mezco announced that they're doing one a quarter now. They're diving into the higher, obviously higher end, same scale G.I. Joe stuff. If they're gonna do that, that's gonna be a lot easier. A lot easier, I guess, for people to decide. But if they provide that value and that ability to produce, I guess, a well done product at $22.99 or $19.99, that makes people think, right? So,
Yeah.
Am I still kind of cutting in and out quite a bit?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. It's not terrible.
Gotcha. Yeah, let me know if it gets bad. Interrupt me. I do not know what would be going on. But yeah. Yeah, and no kidding. Ekwan has a good point where Hasbro G.I. Joe scalper prices are up there with Mezco prices anyways. So,
yeah, and that goes back to what you were saying with availability on certain things.
Right.
With Target and everything. So,
yeah.
It is what it is.
So, the second part of Smaller Talk is Eddie's. I actually wanted you to kind of give a brief review or just, I guess, thoughts on your Kickstarter Spawn. This was a big deal. This was so McFarlane's came out with his own Spawn figure off of Kickstarter. Mm-hmm. It finished, obviously, it finished successful on Kickstarter, $3,447,390 on a goal of $100,000. Had over 23,000 backers.
Yeah.
And there was 3 different options for a figure, right?
Yeah, there was the classic, modern, and the artist proof. Yeah. And then the classic, if you got the classic, you got the regular figure that had hints of red, like the classic, the original figure that released, because what the Kickstarter was is he's essentially starting the original Spawn line that he created back in the day. I don't know the exact time it came out, but he's starting that line over, and this Spawn was the first figure in the line, so he's kind of upgrading that figure and, putting all of his modern, like, articulation, paint apps, and things like that into a figure that came out a long time ago. So the classic is the one that looks like that figure. It has red on the chest and a little bit different than the modern, which is more black, less red, and then the artist proof is all gray, where there's like no paint on it. It's just all gray, so you could like appreciate the sculpt that he did. And then so I got back there, I got I believe maybe the red one was the classic and the green was the modern. We did an unboxing on the channel that's still up if you guys want to go check that out, like last week. But right here on the desk I have this is the modern. So the classic has red in these areas underneath the white here. And then this is also exclusive to the modern. It has the battering head where Batman threw a battering at his head and his head kind of blew up, so he's stitched himself back up together. But the figures are amazing, I think. The paint and the sculpt is obviously where it shines. Amazing paint and sculpt. The cape is kind of articulated. It has these little like hinges where you can like put it in or pull it out on both sides, so you can kind of give it like a dramatic flowing effect. The chains on the figure are die cast, so here they're die cast chains, and then around the collar that connects the cape, has die cast chains, and obviously the thing that people were complaining about is the articulation and the chest. So the chest piece is kind of sculpted in a way where he's kind of at an angle, like it's this way. It's angling this way, and there's no cut or anything, so it'll always be angled in that weird position. Which I'm fine with it. I don't care. I like when he's on my shelf, he's posed like this anyway, like just standing there in that menacing kind of a look, like looking at his hand. But other than that part, the articulation is good. He still has the hinge and swivel at the waist. There's just no diaphragm articulation. So, and then everything else is basic, like, you know, shoulder rotation, cut at the bicep, swivel at the elbow, dumbbell. Let me see. Let me double check about the. Okay, so single jointed elbows, the hinge at the wrist, and double jointed knees, and then obviously he's got this big ass boot, so you don't get a ton of movement with this ankle piece, but the other foot has the ankle rocking and everything. But I'm very pleased with it. I got the modern and the classic because I wanted all the different heads that you could get, and so the modern came with. I believe the modern came with, so it came with the battering head, and then it came with the Al Simmons head. Yeah, the Al Simmons unmasked portrait.
Is that the character's name, or is that the actor's name that played him in that 90s movie?
Oh, Al Simmons, I think, is the character's
Al
name.
Simmons is the character's name. The actor was Michael J. White.
Oh, okay, that's right.
But it does... It kind of looks like Michael J. White, but the paint and sculpt on that is really nice on the Al Simmons head. That's why I got the modern, to get the extra 2 heads. And then the classic came with the mass portrait and the screaming head, which is like the cheeseburger head where he's all, you know, fucked up, but he's screaming. Mm-hmm. So that I wanted all the different heads, and so that's why I got 2 of them. But then the classic also came with the sword and a couple of effects, and the modern came with a gun and a couple of effects. The only different in weapons from the 2 is the sword that comes with the classic. Okay. But if you got in on the Kickstarter, I don't think you're disappointed. The figure's great. Even if you're doing toy photography and stuff and you want to pose them up, you can do different things with it. But it's like Dean said when we were unboxing it, I don't think this figure was meant to be like the crazy articulated kind of a thing that you want to pose in different ways. That's why he released the Mortal Kombat version. Yeah. Because that figure, I mean, that you can get it in whatever kind of pose you want to get it in. That figure's great articulation. And this is kind of more of like a classic McFarlane thing where his figures have some articulation, but they're mostly focused on paint and sculpt, and it looks like a very good figure, you know?
Yeah, that's never been hit their MO.
But yeah, it's great, and I think it's selling for a shit ton on the aftermarket right now. Or last time I checked, they're like going for like 100 or 200 each. When I paid, I think after shipping, I paid $60 each. So they were like 40. I think they were like 40 each. Yeah. And then $20 shipping. So
that's what I see here. Yeah, that's a pretty good big steal for how big of a figure that is. Is it considered 7-inch scale? Yeah, it is. Okay, yeah. 7-inch. Yeah.
Does the cape wrap around him like Aero Maestro's Elsie?
It's supposed to. Let me show you. So the cape can hinge in like that far. I'm kind of holding it on the right side though, because it falls back. But that just might be because the hinges need a little bit of like loosening up. But this one holds better. See, you could hinge it all the way back like that, or you can go all the way into where he's like, you know, doing the complete cover thing. But in the animated series, I didn't read the comics, but I watched the animated series. His cape is everywhere, so that's the one thing like I do kind of wish they gave an option with was like maybe a cloth cape that you could swap out or like take this one off at least, because this is connected to the figure. You can't take it off without modding it.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. You think it's? I was going to ask you if you think it's possible to go ahead and remove the cape and get something custom.
Oh yeah, it's possible. You'd have to cut it because I believe it's glued in. There's like a peg in the back connected to the back that's glued in. Once you cut that, I think it should just lift off. That was the same way with the Mortal Kombat one, I believe. And Daredevil 19, he actually made capes with die-cast chains that you could get, and do the whole. Because in the animated series, like his cape is like almost alive. You know what I mean? Like it's like
it just kind of just free.
Things.
Yeah, it kind of free floats. There's not really like gravity doesn't apply to it really, right?
I always felt like it changed like size too. Like when he's like fighting, it's pretty decent sized, and then like it would get bigger when he was like brooding over the city. It would be huge, like you. So I that's the only thing I wish I could do with it, but I mean I'm not disappointed at all. I think it's great that he did this. So
yeah,
really
and
cool.
don't get us wrong. The cape is pretty flamboyant, I guess. Like it is very large and it's out there and it'll stick out.
Very spawny,
Yeah, yeah. So
and the paint on it, like I don't know if my lights here do it justice. Let me turn them.
And you can't get this anymore, right? It's only aftermarket. It was essentially a Kickstarter exclusive.
See the shadowing? I think you can see the shadowing like here and here, and like.
Yep.
So it's not just a red cape either. Like he puts a lot of detail into his paint and stuff. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Here, I'll do I'm kind of doing up close picture of the battering face.
Thanks, Mario. Ooh, yeah. And then
that's pretty cool.
And the screaming head it's almost kind of like a zombie looking head for people listening to the audio. And then the screaming head is kind of that head, but obviously with his mouth open. But no, that's awesome. Thank you, Eddie. This was a pretty big deal I think in the small figure community. It was awesome that he essentially came out with all these different options. He was I know Dean doesn't like the whole crowdfunding with Kickstarter type thing, but I think that allowed him to give everyone the options that they were. Like for you, like you chose your options to make sure that you got the heads you wanted. But that is Eddie, right? Aero Maestro?
Yeah.
Yeah, Eddie, I believe it's the well, he hasn't confirmed anything what the next Kickstarter is, but he's saying it's that Nemesis, the one with the long jaw. What's his name again?
It was like in my head, and then the second you started talking about it, I lost it.
I should have just let you talk.
It's not Creeper, right? No, it's
He has a tweet of him holding it, essentially like
the orange sculpt, right?
Right. Yep. Yeah. So I believe his Nemesis with the big long jaw coming out at the bottom. I only knew the brand growing up by the toys. I never really knew much about the show or the movies or comics much, but
Violator.
No, that's Violator. There you go.
Yeah, he teased a little picture and like a prototype sculpt of it that looked crazy detailed with like all kinds of spikes and nastiness and all that. But he said Kickstarter there, but then I heard people talking like that was just going to be a figure release, so I'm not sure. But I had assumed when he put that tweet out too, or the post on Instagram, that it was a Kickstarter too.
Interesting. So we'll see if he does release it. It's going to be well after the Kickstarter, hopefully, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's better that he did the Kickstarter thing, because I think he wanted to like do something for the fans of Spawn and the fans of like McFarlane. and I think he knew if I put this in chains like Target and Walmart, it's never going to show up. You know, like everybody's going to be looking for it, and we're not going to get it because nothing's ever stocked correctly. And I think he wanted to do these, you know, crazy nice packaging and make it like an experience when you open the box and things, and all of that stuff. It just is easier to do it on Kickstarter, you know.
Yeah, and yeah, I think so too. He did say that he had some logistical issues with Kickstarter because he was trying to use pre-existing resources that weren't provided by doing Kickstarter, like kind of coming in secondary. But it's still a fairly quick turnaround for Kickstarter overall, like the whole campaign. Relatively speaking, to a lot of Kickstarters out there, I would say it was fairly quickly, or fairly quick. I backed that stupid werewolf
Monkeys?
one.
Oh, the werewolf was sick, dude.
And that one scared me for a while, but they finally did, I think, provide an update to that one. But it was supposed to ship in February, never did. So I might have just thrown $40 away. But
well, his was late too, right? His was supposed to ship in November last year, and I didn't get it until February, I think.
Right,
like
for
January
what he said. That would have been an extremely quick turnaround if he would have been able to do that, and that's what he kind of attributed it to. But
what else was I gonna say? I was gonna say something when you started
Was it
talking
about
about the werewolf thing.
Was it about the
Hey, Eddie.
Kickstarter?
Huh?
You don't think that the lack of a diaphragm articulation is a deal breaker? I'm sure it's a bummer, but
I think it depends on what you want it for.
Mhm.
But because the Mortal Kombat one is so readily available, like he did that. What did he do that like 3 times, and then now he's doing variants of it? I don't see
so
why.
that one is a more like super articulated piece.
Yeah, I think you can either miss
More
out on this
articulated.
one. I think well, it's like now you don't have a fucking choice, right? If you didn't get this one, you gotta get the Mortal Kombat one, unless you're paying high price. But if you got this one and you're disappointed in articulation, I don't know why, because you can have the Mortal Kombat one and you get best of both worlds. Except the only thing that I would see why is if you got the classic, because the Mortal Kombat is the modern look, and so if you got the classic and you wanted more articulation, then I could see the disappointment because there is no figure in that look that's super articulated. But I'm sure, I mean, he's working on stuff, so I'm sure you'll get that eventually, you know? This is just something different.
Right.
So I guess a short answer, like, no, I don't think it's a deal breaker. I think there's options.
Gotcha. Yeah. I think overall, so Ek once thought that its Medieval Spawn is up next. I don't know. I don't think anything's for sure been confirmed.
I want those so bad, that line
But
of Medieval Spawn.
Yeah,
That'd
the
be
Medieval
sick.
Spawn, I think they're doing like the statue. But I know he's talked about that with the Kickstarter. I don't know if it's just confirmed yet. I don't want to.
Oh, I know what I was gonna say. I was saying the reason he did Kickstarter was because he did a video saying that Walmart and Target and like high selling places like that don't want Spawn. They want figures that have bigger licenses. They want like the Mortal Kombat stuff, or they want DC. Like they're scared to buy into something as like, I guess, what's the right word to say, like unique as Spawn, or like a license like that, because Spawn's not. I mean, Spawn's huge, but he's also not like popular right now because there's no movies and stuff, you know.
Yeah,
So,
and
I think
it's a
that's what he
self-made
said.
license.
He could do whatever he wanted, and then also he wanted to make a big figure with a big ass cape, with a big box and lots of accessories, and he said Walmart limits him on how big the box can be. He said that they give him only so much shelf space to sell an item. That's why his boxes are kind of like, you know,
So
cut that way.
That's what I told Dean and Zach, and they called bullshit on me. I can't stand when they try and talk business with me. But anyways, because like literally my job,
McFarlane and tell him
my
bullshit, 'cause
job
he said it too.
like what I do for a job is I talk to businesses, and a lot of them are resellers and distributors and wholesalers. And that's how I know that it works like that. Like, because they shit on Hasbro's, the HasLab Razor Crest, you know, because they're saying, oh, that would sell anywhere. It's like, yeah, it probably would, but Target and Walmart, they don't want that. One item taking up all that room. They can only stock 3 of those on the shelves at a time, right? And they sell out so quick, and like you said, they're allotted a lot of times a certain amount of space on shelves, and if that one is taking up all the room on the shelves, then they can't stock like maybe some lightsabers or
Yeah.
Black Series 3 and 3/4 inch. You know, that's going to take up a lot. So yeah,
And it's not gonna sell that well in stores.
exactly. Right? And
you may think it will because it's Mando and it's popular, but it's also gonna be huge and it's gonna be $500. Like the Millennium Falcon re-release for the vintage collection, that was in Target, right? That was $400. That shit was huge,
and also, oh,
it
sorry,
stuck.
go ahead.
It was like it was sitting there in my Targets. $400. What the fuck? No one wants to pay like $400 for that. Some people did, and you know,
Shit, I
it
bought 2 of
sold.
them, man.
You're crazy.
Yeah,
Bastard.
and like
You're a rich
well, like,
motherfucker.
a big thing to go back, or like to even like to go back about the Millennium Falcon example, is that thing got scalped the hell out of.
Yes.
Like, I never saw that in shelves. You'll never see that in shelves, because even if it does sell well, Eddie, the reason it is selling well is because people want to scalp it, resell it, and make a profit, quite a big profit off of it. And the HasLab was essentially a month-long plus more than a month-long buffer of anyone who wanted that is going to get it now.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yes, it would have funded no matter what, but
And,
I'm sure they wanted to do that, but
I don't see the issue with doing things like Kickstarter and HasLab and things like that. It gives the companies a chance to see who's interested. And then like if you're annoyed that you have to pay for the full figure before it's released, I mean, the HasLab and Kickstarters run for months at a time.
Yeah.
So literally just pretend like that's a payment plan. Save however much you need to save during the month that it's running, and then pay for it when it comes out. It's like the same fucking thing as having a payment plan on Sideshow. You know what I mean?
right, yeah.
So I don't understand the hate on that, but to each their
Yeah,
own, I guess.
I think there's certain cases where it's needed. I don't mind any sort of crowdfunding thing. It allows a lot more flexibility with things, like I said. But no, thank you for that little mini audio review, Eddie. That was good. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
Hopefully,
I
I
mainly
was pretty thorough for you guys.
No, that was good. That's exactly what I wanted. I essentially wanted that because I wasn't able to tune in yet to your guys' unboxing. I'm gonna want to do that because I'm gonna go back and watch that for sure, because I want to see, number one, the boxing of it, the packaging, and then I want to see your accessories.
If you want, I can grab it. Right
No,
now.
that's
Okay.
fine. But your first reactions as well, and I want to see kind of what Dean has to say about it. But I was just super interested in it. It's not a license I'm interested in or anything like that. I just know it was kind of a big deal, and I want to check it out further. But thank you for that.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Anytime, man.
you're able to share that. So really, kind of that's all I had for the smaller talk. Really, the only thing left is kind of anything new we got. Eddie, since our last show, have you gotten anything?
Yeah. Did I talk about the MAFEX Michael Jordan on the last show? I did, right?
Yep.
Okay, then I got this little guy on my desk. Kaioken Goku.
Oh, okay. That's the
Small-
one you can find in Target, right?
Yeah, I found him at a Target for $30 or whatever.
Yeah.
He's cool. Zach was talking about his SH Figure Arts and selling some of them, and it made me think that I wanted some, so I saw that one and picked it up. I used to have a couple of the DBZ line a while ago, and I sold them, and
I
now
was
I'm buying
listening.
More, I guess, so.
I was just listening to that episode, and you like sat there, you could tell that the wheels were turning when they were talking about him a lot, where you like started showing interest, and I
Yeah.
felt like your interest at when they were talking on the last show about SH Figure Arts, and it just like rose and rose and rose. So yeah, that's not surprising. It's that's funny.
And they're just releasing so many cool characters that weren't released when I was collecting it. Like
Yeah.
Bardock, I want a Bardock. I want Raditz. All of the Ginyu Force. I mean, I'm sure we're gonna talk about a lot of the stuff that was shown.
Yep.
You know, so yeah, it's just it's a cool line to be in right now.
Yeah, exactly. What about you, Mario? You were just showing me before we went live here.
Yeah, so I got picked up a vintage collection Boba Fett figure for the wall. So typically I order a case of a wave through Entertainment Earth, and this is the figure that I picked up. So I've got some extras off of Amazon, and I was expecting some openers, right?
Yeah.
So it turns out I come home because with Amazon they're usually coming like an envelope. They come all beat up or whatever like that. But came home
Yeah.
to a nice box, decently packaged,
Mm-hmm.
right? And yeah, they all came out fairly decent. And it turns out that before I ordered these, or actually after I ordered these, there was a running change for this figure to where there was a correction in the chest plate. So I guess he has this little LED, what was it, like a badge or something like that goes across his chest. And it turns out that all four of these that I picked up are updated, and the ones that I picked up initially are not. So I just picked up 4 of these. Plan to use these
Wow.
as open ears for something later on down the line.
Dude.
But yeah,
Do you
these
get
are pretty cool.
on average of each release? Like, is it every release that you get like 5 of, or
No.
is it
No,
certain
if
characters or?
certain characters, because I'm in the sense like if it's troopers, I want to troop build a little bit, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
even though I don't have any space for anything right now, I eventually want to do like little diorama setups with some troopers and vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
So a Boba Fett, I just ordered 4 because I'm used to picking up so many off of Amazon, just because they all usually come banged up, and I'll just take the other ones back or see if anybody else wants them if they're in decent condition.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, I just needed like maybe 2 or 3 openers just for separate diorama scenes that I want to set up.
Which I still have to give you that freaking Rex that I
Show me a
ripped.
Rex, dude.
Is it a
Rip
Uh-huh.
live. I freaking okay. He gave me a what? I forgot what we were doing.
It was a Captain. It was a Captain Rex mint on card.
No,
that
I
gave
know,
you, right?
but I mean, when we were doing that unboxing, so he gave me a Captain Rex that had a good card back because mine was slightly creased, and he was like, "Oh, let's do a trade. I'll take the crease, and I'll give you the good one since I have multiples anyway, and I'm gonna open it." So we did the trade, but I ended up when we met up, I forgot the creased one, so I had it at the house. And he's like, "Oh, just next time bring it or whatever." And when we were doing I think we were doing a statue unboxing or something, but we had ended already, and we were like backstage, and he was like, and I was looking at it, and I was like, "Oh, hey Mario, I still got your Rex here." He's like, "Oh yeah, motherfucker, you need to bring that or whatever." And I was like, "Oh yeah, this one right here," and I ripped the fucking card back. I ripped it. Cause he was gonna open it anyway, right? I was like, "This will be funny."
What
like,
a
here, the
You see?
ribbon.
douche.
And
You
then
see,
he's like, "What the fuck, man?" And I was like, "What do you mean, what the fuck? You're gonna open it anyway?" He's like, "But I saved the card backs even if they're creased." And I was like, "Oh my god, I felt so bad after I had already ripped it." And yeah, so that was the story. But I still have it. I have to give it to him. Yeah, I know. I'm an
Jesus.
asshole, dude.
Yeah,
You
that
guys-
was a bit of a like, what the fuck, man. But hey,
What
it's
a
all
douche.
good, right?
No, that's
Dick.
yeah. So Mario, did you find out what the old version was going for of the Boba Fett? I mean, sorry.
The old one, like prior to this one.
Yeah, because that one was essentially a re-release of the 3 3/4 inch Return of the Jedi Boba Fett, right? Or was that
No, this is resculpted and retooled. So
Oh,
from what I
okay.
understand, these are new parts. It's a completely new VC number also. So it's
Oh,
a new figure.
Okay.
So real quick, let me share my screen real quick.
Sure.
The running change was this piece right here. That little sculpt right there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all can see it.
What's
So-
the top one
Yeah.
again?
It's a picture. It's
Oh,
a more
okay.
close up of the same thing.
Oh, okay.
So
Right.
they just
Oh,
sculpted
okay.
this little piece right here, where in the initial run, it was completely just a flat surface.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, these newer ones are corrected.
That's awesome. I think it was just last episode, Mario. Actually, we were talking. You were probably tuning in, but we were saying how 3-3 in the TVC line is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, that like when we're seeing whenever they show like pictures, promo pics, and things like that, we're like, I think the last one where I'm like, if I wouldn't tell you guys this could pass as a 6-inch Black Series, could it not? And they said yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Did
super
you
underrated.
are you the one who sent that GIF or the meme of me in the chat the other day, Dylan? Did you send that? The one of me
looking at
with statues?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know. Here, I'm gonna show it with you guys instead of pulling it up. Really, unless Dylan can pull it up. But so Dylan made this, and this is me with like all small talk, pretty much all of small talk. I like statues and Hot Toys, and the second I see something from like the vintage collection, it's in a sick card back, especially Clone Wars stuff, and
Mhm.
things like SH Figuarts and fucking Kickstarter spawns and shit. I'm caught slipping, dude. It's like I always gotta come back. I gotta come back to statues and Hot Toys and be like, guys, I fucked up.
same
I
thing.
bought some more.
I am right there with you. Like I always say, I started with NECA back in the day, with their Alien and Predator line way back in the day, like when I was still in high school, and then I quickly found Xenomorph, that old YouTuber, his videos
Yeah.
of Aliens and Predators Hot Toys, and I was like, holy shit, are you kidding me? Look at these things. Their mouths open, the mouth comes out. I was like just mind blown. And so like since then I went into Hot Toys, and I like stayed out of it. Every once in a while I'd still get NECA stuff, and then all of a sudden I'm like, holy shit, I got a closet full of boxes. I'm in an apartment right now. I can like display two things at a time right now anyways. And I'm like, I gotta do something else with my collection, and I made the change to Mezco after being very impressed with the first Batman that I got through them. It was the Ascending Knight one, their first iteration of them, of their trilogy series, I guess you should say. And so then I went to Mezco, and ever since then I've been graduating. And so for like what I kind of got new has to do with that. I keep saying that I'm gonna sell my GI Joes and just go with Mezco, since they're higher end. They're gonna be less of them, things like that. Well, Hasbro Pulse, I'm a premium member. If you guys
Yeah.
ever
Me too.
need me to grab something for you, let me know.
Did you
But
did
Ooh,
you
good to
sign
know.
up like when it had just started?
pretty close. It was a long time. It was over. It was over a year ago, I think.
So you renewed your membership?
No,
Yeah.
was it free for you when you signed up?
No.
Okay,
It was
then
for
you didn't
me.
sign up at the beginning. Because I
signed.
get this
yeah.
a lot. I'm a Pulse member and I don't have to pay for it. I
Because
signed
you're
up
like the
the day
founding.
they announced it,
Yep.
and it was free, and now it's free. Like it's always been free. I've never had to renew it or anything.
Did
It's
they
always
never-
free.
They never asked you to
I-
renew it?
No.
Because I was in the same boat. I mean, I
Yeah, so-
also signed up day one, and mine expired. So they told
Really?
me, hey, after this date, if you want to continue, you're gonna need to pay up what is it, $50 a year or whatever.
Yeah. Well, maybe
Wow.
mine just hasn't hit the renewal date or something.
Well,
'cause
hurry up
I
and get
haven't
my
got
Rex
that.
then, dude, so before you get charged.
Yeah. No. That I actually heard about, where people are supposed to be getting charged, so that must be just like an error with your account, Eddie. But
Yeah, lucky.
anyways, so this guy went back up on Pulse just for Pulse Pulse premium members. And
Damn, dude.
I
Nice.
didn't even know these were gonna drop. I was not waiting at all. I just randomly got an email from them saying, "Hey, Joe or something super corny, and I was like, oh, I'll quick run there. I've learned that as soon as I get an email from Pulse, to just go ahead and quick check there, because I missed out on their stupid, their exclusive Black Series Rex that I've wanted for a while. I missed out on him twice now because of that. They've had like little mini runs.
The packaging. They
Yep.
did a packaging, a special packaging recently, I think.
That also came out with a longer blaster rifle too, right?
Yeah.
I didn't
so,
know
yeah.
that was they were different, but either way, I don't want to talk about it. I was annoyed, so now I've just learned to like run to Pulse right away, and I signed in. I was like, oh look, they got Firefly, and then they had Cobra Viper, but this is one I already had. And they had him, they had they had them there too, and I was like, well, I already have 2 Cobra Vipers, I'll just let someone else get them. And I was like, the Firefly, actually, I was not ever able to find them in stores.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, that is actually a big reason I want to get out of this line, because I'm sick of not getting what I want. And then, of course, right as I'm about to get out of the line, that happened, and I got the one that I wanted. So now they drew me back in.
I forgot who I was telling this to. Someone recently, but when the line first came out, I don't think I was watching Collecting Weekly yet, because I only started watching Collecting Weekly last year in June. So I was in a Instagram chat with a bunch of other collectors that are like, some are local, and I'm still in that chat with them, but they were all into G.I. Joes, and I didn't grow up with G.I. Joes, so I didn't care. And at the time, I was hunting all the time to look for stuff, and I found when the Cobra Troopers originally dropped, I found 5 in one store and then 3 in another store, and
Yeah,
I bought all of them.
You told me that last episode.
Yeah, and I bought all of them, and I gave them all to the guys, like, for retail. I was like, here you go, guys. Like, just pay the shipping or retail or whatever, and you can have them all, because I don't care. And I wish I knew you guys at the time, because I would have definitely gave you, Dylan, or whoever needed some. But that's cool that you were able to get at least Firefly and stuff.
Yeah, it makes the old BH clench when you say things like that. Yeah, so I got Firefly, Viper for retail. I got very lucky with these ones. The ones I did not get lucky were those troopers you were talking about. I paid, I think, $70 for one, and then $65 for another, which is still a really good price now that they're like in the hundreds. But yeah, we'll see. Hasbro's came out and said that they're going to address it in a call coming up. Another stream coming up next month, or no, farther down the line, either in June or July. And probably re-releases there, so people don't feel like you have to pay scalper prices, because Hasbro's gonna find a way to get their money out of these. So that's what I got new, but we should probably jump into news a bit here, I suppose. So first thing, Mezco finally came out with their 1/12 line version of Ultraman, and I can hear Dylan's sadness when Eddie said he found 8. No kidding. Those things that was $800 he had in his cart, if he thinks about it now. But anyways, so this guy was teased a while back. They came out with the 1/12 version, standard release. You can get him if you want. He's got the cape. He comes with the jet and 2 interchangeable heads with light up eyes, ultra slash effects, ultra attack effects, and then right arm with a beam, and then 12 interchangeable hands, which is pretty common for them. Everything looks pretty good. I'm not a huge Ultraman fan. This guy was going for $105, due to release January to March 2022. It looks pretty good for the most part. I don't know how to be much of a judge of them, but yeah.
Is this a mixed media figure, or is it like kind of sculpted in some areas? So as far as the outfit,
I think it's all soft goods. I think the silver you see on him is like a pleather rubberish type material, and what they use for that is actually very good material. Mezco, I've said this before, and I know it's gonna offend the Hot Toys guys, but they're soft goods, and what they find for soft goods and materials is so much better than what Hot Toys is able to do at even at the 1/6 range, in the sense of holding up, and I think the way they look for it being 1/12 scale. But none of they have Spider-Man that do not have flaking issues. They have a lot of very well done figures that don't sacrifice articulation or longevity of the materials, and they do it better than I kind of said this before, that Mez in his interview that I spoke about a couple episodes back, he alluded to how picky he is with his materials, and I don't think it was intended, but it was almost backhanded, saying that they found material that they've seen in other figures before that was kind of a soft vinyl rubber material that he did not like. He hated it. He hated the creasing. He hated the flaking possibilities with it, and he essentially it was when he was talking about the Batman 1989 version that's not out yet, and why they're struggling so much with that is the materials. He wants to have the perfect set of materials for it. So yeah, that's a big thing. JB Collection says that new Vegeta 1/9 scale from Bandai is looking good. I have that on the show sheet, actually. We'll get to that one. And yes, it does. I agree. That one sold me. I did not think that was soft goods right away.
Just want to retort to what Dylan's talking about with like small scale stuff and Hot Toys and the differences. I don't know if that's necessarily the material that they use, or I think it's just the size that's the difference. Because it's 1/12 scale, I think the material is thicker on 1/12 scale stuff, so it's more durable. And I think that they can get away with using more cloth because it's 1/12 scale instead of other materials that Hot Toys would have to use. So as an effect, Hot Toys, because it's 1/6, the material is essentially thinner on a Hot Toy because it's bigger. They use more of it, right? So I think that's why it creases more or it damages more, is just because it's just the size difference. And then if the fact that when you bend a 1/12 elbow, it's like bending a wrist for a Hot Toy. And if you bend like, you know what I mean? You have to bend more.
No,
with Hot
I get
Toys,
what you're saying. It's
I
just,
think that's the difference.
It's essentially just,
with,
it's essentially bigger equals a bigger showing of the flaws is kind of what you're saying. Like 1/12 has more room for error, whereas 1/6 does not, because it is bigger. I get what you're saying. And I won't really argue that because I don't 100% know the materials. Like, my next argument would be like, oh, well, look at this material compared to this material. But no one knows that, so I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. What I will say...
That's just me assuming things.
Yeah, no, and that's good points. What I would say to that is essentially, it's not arguing with you, but for that reason, that's essentially what eventually started pushing me away from 1/12. As soon as they came out with Iron Spidey from Infinity War, and I wanted that figure so bad, and then you see the issues that thing has and how no one poses him dynamically. It's a Spider-Man. Like, if I gotta choose between like a Spider-Man that I can pose any way I want compared to that one, I'm gonna choose that. And it may be a character by character basis, but that's my big... Like, yes, maybe what you say is true, but then that doesn't change my opinion on what I want to choose then.
Yeah.
Did you to be fair, that 1/6 scale Spider-Man, that can be posed pretty dynamically.
Holy shit.
I left mine pretty in a dynamic pose for about a year and a half or so before I put it back in the box. And right before I sold it, the suit damn near healed itself. So it was fine. I had no problems with it.
And if you ever seen it, I don't know if you've seen it in person or not, Dylan, but in person, it looks amazing. Like, the suit looks amazing. The head sculpt on the suit, looks insane, and you can do some pretty cool shit with it. I got it for a cheap price, and I ended up selling it because I thought I was getting out of the Infinity War line. But I was very impressed when I got it. It was really nice. But I understand what you're saying about wanting to pose Spider-Man in a Spider-Man pose.
Yeah.
You know?
And yeah, that's the one thing is the Mezco. I don't have to worry about that. A lot of small things you don't have to worry about, and you know that probably alludes to your point, Eddie, where they have the ability to do that. You know, expectations aren't as high, less room for flaws, things like that. But moving on, also Black Skull's Death Brigade re-release, $85. I believe you're supposed to be able to use the skull if you have the decoder ring. The skull's promo code. I tried to use it today and it wasn't working for me for whatever reason. I don't know why. Everyone was saying that it should have been working. But this is a pre-order window. So it actually is only live until I believe tomorrow morning. And yeah, JV, that's kind of my whole point is, yeah, I have all kinds of Hot Toys too, and I'm scared to pose them. But anyways, this guy is due, though he's not immediately like a lot of us have him in hand. The re-release is not due until September to November 2021, so that's quite a wait for it, but also another good way to give a lot of people a second chance at them. I did an unboxing last episode of them, just real quick. I just took out a couple guns and the figure and whatnot, and he looks really good. Looks like a fun figure, pretty dynamic. You can use him, pose him in really any way you want, whether you want him to be like a Batman baddie or something like that. Just good figure for that. So yeah, again, that pre-order window closes tomorrow morning, so definitely get your order in as soon as possible if you want one of these guys. Going for $85. I think after shipping it's $105, something like that.
What was under the bag? Is that a cape?
No, that is a net, I believe.
Oh, okay. I was like,
So they've been giving nets with a lot of their most recent Rumble Society figures. Not entirely sure why. I think it has started with the Krig because he was a bounty hunter, so they used it with like their stop motion. But
I think it could be because it's a lot of them are underwater figures now, like the I forget the name.
Baron Benz.
Yeah, and the fish they come with and stuff, so it makes sense that they have nets.
Yeah, it could. I just think it was a probably, to be honest, either an accessory that's coming with a licensed figure that they had to pay quite a bit for. They're just trying to milk it now, to the pieces and the molds and things like that. But also this one I am butthurt about. This was the Mosquatch with Hazard Squad Adventure Pack. I missed out on this one. I had a work meeting. Life got in the way. I was not able to pre-order them. $60 due to ship July to September 2021. I am on the wait list. I don't see... I could see it converting. It's $60, so it's pretty cheap for Mezco standards. Because it is the Kong body. They have a King Kong that they did.
Yeah.
Same exact body, different head, different hands, I believe, and then obviously he has like this kind of felt velvet, mossy looking
He's
feel
flocked
to his skin.
like a Funko Pop.
Yeah, no. But he looks pretty cool. I think he'd be for $60. I think that's perfectly fine priced for what he is and probably how easy he was to make. He also comes with the adventure pack for the Mosquatch Hazard Squad Gomez that I missed out on as well, which comes with a tranquilizer rifle, 2 mags, a capture net. There you go, another net for you, Eddie.
Oh man.
1 rope and a crossbow equipment sling with rifle holster. So he came with accessories for the Gomez that I missed out on as well. Cross my fingers, hopefully that one converts. But
speaking of like figures degrading and stuff, I would wonder what would happen in these joint areas if the flocking would like scrape up and like, you know, lose if it would like lose flock in the joint areas.
I could see that if you kind of look closely here, where
Yeah.
it looks like it has some hard green in the like hip joint there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if it rubs off, it doesn't seem like it'll be the end of the world, but that's definitely a good concern, I would say. That could definitely the material itself, it's going to be interesting to see how well it holds together. Yeah, like I feel like most things that are made out of what this looks like it's made out of, the little particles fall apart quickly.
I just
you know?
noticed the flocking fuzzy as flock.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, their own take on it. But yeah, so if anyone's trying to sell them,
So that'd be a
hit me
cool
up,
Swamp Thing custom.
yeah,
That's what
the
I thought
head,
this was.
Yeah, me too.
the head
when I
you can
first saw
really
it.
do anything with, but
And the head looks like the Jabberwocky from fucking Alice in Wonderland. That's what I saw in the face when I first saw it. I was like, oh shit, it's the Jabberwocky.
I thought of a green version of Creature
Oh,
from the movie Creeper.
Creeper is
or
green, dude.
Creeper Jeepers or Jeepers
Cre-
Creepers. I mean,
Cheapers Creeper is green.
he is.
Yeah. Well, he's like a dirtier green though.
Yeah.
Like a
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought of right away with the face here, because he's got super long teeth. He's kind of got mandibles almost type thing going down. Yellow eyes. He looks pretty sinister. I don't think the mouth moves. Opens and closes. I was trying to look at the pictures, and it didn't seem like it did. They didn't list it as a feature. So I don't think it will. But, yeah. Bummed out I missed out on it, but it looks pretty cool. They also released matte gray skulls 12-pack just for accessories if you want to customize. So there you go. I know Dean or someone was saying that they like Mezco figures. They just hate the roach head. These go pretty well with them. So they gave a couple customization options on their website. So these are already waitlisted as well. And they were for $25 shipping June to August 2021. Moving on to MAFEX. So this was actually a pretty big announcement by MAFEX. The number 158 IG-11 from The Mandalorian. This guy looks pretty good. It's going to be interesting to see him compared with SH Figure Arts. I would say it's probably going to be bigger, like everything else is. But he comes with the child in that satchel type thing that he wears, the thermal detonator that he tries to constantly blow himself up with, that he can put in his chest.
Yeah.
And yeah, the arms, the head swivel moves all the way around. Everything looks pretty good on this guy. I have the MAFEX Mando coming. So depending on how I like that, I may want to pre-order this. What do you guys think?
I think it looks
Looks
really
good.
good. Yeah. I like
Yeah,
the accessories. I like the baby Yoda accessory with the satchel or whatever.
Now it's nice that you get the different options to pose them as the nanny droid or the
Yeah.
bounty hunter IG-88 or IG-11.
Yeah.
Nanny
So,
droid, I
that's
like
pretty
that. Yeah, I say the same. The bandolier, how it kind of flares off at the bottom, is really my only complaint from some of the pictures. But yeah, it looks like he's
Wow,
going to be able to
you're
do
an animal,
quite a
dude.
bit. So yeah, that one it's ranging. I think the direct translation from yen is roughly about $90. But I think pre-order for us for importing is going to be roughly anywhere from $90 to $110. And do quarter one of 2022 next year. And then McFarlane was pretty quiet again. I know last episode I said they got to be like they're
Yeah.
going to load our show sheet up next show. They didn't. I don't know what's going on. I'm guessing he's gonna have a shit ton of waves to announce all at once. He also does have a pretty quick turnaround where he'll announce a wave and then it'll be in stores like in 2 weeks or something.
Yeah.
So, but the only news coming out of there was the Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero vs. Shao Kahn 2-pack Walmart exclusive, 7-inch figures. And these are $39.99 due June 30th, I believe Walmart's website says. And as of yesterday, they are still up. So, interesting to see Sub-Zero in that skin without blue. Like, I think Fush alluded to that as well. It's strange, but they look fine. They look like cool figures, to be honest. But
is that one of the other player variants? Like, if you're a different player, that's the different variant for him?
Yeah, and I think they do skins, too, that you could purchase over time as well, or unlock, things like that. So,
you know what's cool? I think that the movie, a lot of people like the movie. I think it's cool that a lot of his figures look like how the costumes looked in the movie. Like someone, I forgot who said it yesterday, that they didn't like in the movie how the suits were not the original suits. They looked a little modernized.
Yeah, not traditional.
Maybe they modeled the movie after Mortal Kombat, because like the new game, because they look like the McFarlane figures, and I was like, holy shit, if anybody loved that movie, I'm sure his figures are going to take off now because they look like that.
It could. That's a good point. Yeah, I've seen that as the biggest complaint is the non-traditional looks of a lot of the characters. I still have yet to watch it, so I haven't listened to your guys' breakdown of it on that CW episode. But
oh shit! Don't waste your time.
I need to catch up on it and see it, and then I'll listen. But I have a buddy who's been a lifelong Mortal Kombat fan, like ever since he was a kid. Like he's always been adamant. He even loves the old movies, even though he knows they're shitty.
Yeah.
And yeah, he honestly liked it. He's like, it wasn't the best thing in the world, but they did he said, like, without spoilers, said they set it up well for another one. So, so moving on from there, we got some Super 7 news. Do you guys collect Super 7 at all?
I don't. I was thinking of getting the Conan releases, but I ended up not getting them. But
no, yeah, I don't either. But I like
figures.
what they put out.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, so I'll fly through this news. Interrupt me on whatever you want. I'm just gonna kind of fly through it here. So the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Ultimates Wave 5 set of 4 pre-order window is open. I didn't catch when the pre-order open window will close, but you can get the set of 4 for $220 off their website, or $55 each, due Q2 of 2022, so about a year from now. Comes with Krang, Leatherhead, Ray Fillet, or Fillet, I'm guessing that's Fillet, Sewer Samurai Leo. Those are the 4 figures it would come with. And I think I've asked the question where I have said before, like, how do these guys have this license when NECA clearly has it as well? And it's been cleared up recently. I've seen it in a group before that Super 7's line is based off of the old toys. So it's based off of an old toy license, similar to how NECA's remaking like Kenner, something like that. Whereas NECA's is actually based off like the video games and the movies and things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
but don't they give you like switch outs that kind of modernize it in a sense? And I think they did that for the first Turtles that they brought up.
Who is they?
No, Super 7. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. So they're like modern feels to the old toys. They're obviously much better looking, which I would hope for, being at $55.
I think they did that. I think what you're thinking of, Mario, is the I want to say the Bebop. Is it Bebop? They released him, and he had one head, and then they had an extra head, I think, that was colored more closely to the original toy. Because there was like, I think there was one head that was like really pink, like so pink that it looked red almost. And so they gave you like one that looked like that if you wanted it, and then they gave like a better painted one that looked more legit to how the character looks.
Yeah, and I guess to argue my own point, they do come loaded, like with a ton of accessories. That's why they call them Ultimates. But yeah, so There you go there. And I just wanted to point, I just wanted to point these guys out as well. Their reaction line, which is their smaller 3 3/4 inch scale, usually, I think it is. It's more so like a 5 points line. Mark, why do you hate how
Yeah.
Super 7 pre-order
thought
stuff?
that was
I like
interesting.
that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's the best
Yeah, the
way
window.
for any company to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's among the best. I know Zach and Dean aren't a fan of the window method, but man, they complain about the other ways. The only way that I don't see people complain is the way Hot Toys does, except that they take a year and a half to release figures, so that's to me like not fun at all either. But anyways, the Alien, this is in reference to the Alien Anniversary line that they're doing, reaction, $18 each. These are in stock on their website already. We got the Alien, which is Big Chap from the original, the Hudson Game Over Man, Alien Warrior Stealth version, Alien Warrior Attack version, Alien Warrior, the Runner, which is the dog alien. That's the one here. That's my favorite version, actually. And then the Alien Resurrection Newborn right here. So yeah, just want to point those ones out real quick. And then moving on to Bandai. Bandai actually made some news here too. Godzilla Final Wars SH Monster Arts Gigan, don't know how to pronounce that. Re-release. It's the Great Decisive Battle version. Going for $160 on Big Bad Toy Store because I believe it was listed as an exclusive initially. But he also comes with quite a bit. He comes with like those saws, and God, this guy is loaded out, man.
Yeah.
What a corny
That looks
looking
dope.
dude.
That looks
Look at
dope.
that.
I like this.
Look at the goggles he's wearing. It's like a
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
it's like a decked out looking Godzilla. But I'm in quite a few SH Figure Arts groups. I know a lot of people are pretty jacked about the re-release of this guy. There's a lot of people who have wanted him for a while. So a lot of I'm appreciating the re-releases in the Monster Arts since I was very late to the game there. I don't think I'll get this guy, especially not for $160. But yeah, he's due to come out in October. You guys don't have any Monster Arts, do you?
Nope.
Yeah, I really like their Monster Arts. I think it's a great line, but
If I see or they announced already a Kong figure and a Godzilla from the movie, huh?
yep. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
actually they're starting to get relatively tough to find, so I would honestly pre-order those.
Yeah, I might do that for those because I want the Kong with the axe.
I missed out on the cheap time frame to pre-order them from Amazon Japan because if you guys are ever looking at imports, I think I've posted this in Ox before, is Amazon Japan, create an account there, and like for MAFEX, SH Figure Arts, really any sort of import, look up prices on there first because number one, shipping is insanely fast. Like sometimes faster than even Amazon for me here in the States.
Wow.
But the other part is the price. Sometimes they'll be much cheaper than Big Bad or Bluefin or something like that, and they give you like the low price guarantee, which means if it dips below a certain amount, it catches that lowest amount for you during your pre-order period. So it's actually pretty legit. Mark said the reason he doesn't like the Super 7 pre-order window is if you want a Super 7 Ultimate figure, you have to pay scalper or pre-order and wait months. And if you decide to get into the line now, you're fucked. I don't know. They do re-releases. But you could say that about any sort of pre-order method where if you don't get into it after the window, then you're screwed.
That's why it's good to go. I mean, they're usually available for quite a while after on Big Bad, right? Like at least a little bit longer than the pre-order window is.
Right, and Big Bad, and even like the regular standard line of their Thundercats, they re-released a couple of them up for pre-order after they announced the Thunder Tank to go along with it.
I think the moral of that story is Mark needs to be less indecisive and make decisions.
Yeah. Make up your damn mind,
Yeah,
Mark.
I know. Stop being like me and looking back. You know what I mean?
Mark,
Go
let's
for
be
it or not.
honest. Mark, I can relate to this. All he's doing is just trying to talk himself out of wanting into another line.
I know.
I do the same
That's
thing.
exactly what he was doing.
Can't blame him.
I think secretly when Zach and Dean shit on figures, I think secretly it's because they don't want to buy them and they're just talking themselves out of needing them in their. But yeah, this guy comes loaded for SH Monster Arts. Mark has a good point though about these guys where price is a hang up on them. When they're brand new, they're good. When they do re-releases, they're usually uptick in prices, and then aftermarket is pretty bad for how small they are. But so I can see that. But if you get them brand new, they're good. This one was the big news for SH Figure Arts, Dragon Ball Z, Goku. This is the re-release essentially.
Yep.
This was a big deal. Due Q3 2021. The re-release. I think Dean and Zach on the CW show on Tuesday, they said that this guy was going for 200 before the re-release.
I sold mine for 200. Yeah, it was
Holy
it was like 2, I think all the way up to 300 in some cases. But when I sold my original figures that I had this one, and I sold them for 200. Yeah, I know.
God, I love Mark so much. You guys got way too real. Hit me at the core. Yeah, so this guy actually, right before the show, I believe I noticed he went up for pre-order at $61.99 on Big Bad Toy Store. So get yours in if you want them. I don't know how it'll last, how long it'll last, anything like that. But yeah, this was a pretty big deal. Going from $200 aftermarket for the first version to a re-release, getting him for $61.99. That is pretty big deal.
Is this a P Bandai exclusive or no?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
If it was a P Bandai exclusive, there's no way that it would be $60 off Big Bad Toy Store, because Big Bad Toy Store will have P Bandai exclusives. They buy them for retail and then resell them a little bit with an upcharge to make profit. I think Zach talked about it on the last episode, and him and Dean were shitting on them, but it's like, at least they're like providing avenues. I think the only shitty part about them doing that is maybe if they're taking orders away from people who want them, but P Bandai does Windows, so again, I think
we're just fucking greedy too, because like, how many exclusives do we have in the States that like people in Japan and shit have to like try their hardest to get, and it's like the one thing that's exclusive for for Japan is like, fuck that, man, we don't fucking want it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, dude,
exactly. Yeah, and it's
fucking pay a little bit, you know? Like,
right, they're imports. To be honest, we're lucky that Big Bad does do that to a certain extent. Is some of the time we wouldn't even be able to get them for that, like, at all, if it wasn't for Big Bad in certain instances. But also they did a we had these guys, I think, last episode. Oh no, this one is new. The one we were talking about, the Imagination Works Vegeta.
Yeah,
this is the 1/9 scale. I forgot, I thought this was a 2-pack right away, but I forgot this was Vegeta. So this is their second one in the Imagination Works line, I think, right?
Yeah.
1/9 scale, 6.7 inches, completely fabric suit. 100 roughly translates right now to $102. So, and due September 2021, we'll probably start seeing him, if he's not already up, for a little more than 102. But yeah, so I think it was someone in the chat said it at the beginning when we were talking about soft goods. This is well done. This is soft goods. If you guys can't really tell from the pictures, looks very well done.
Yeah, no, they did a great job, and I like that we talked about this on Collecting Weekly too, and I didn't notice it there. I like that the joints are separated in the shoulder area, and maybe in the waist, I don't know. But I like that because it might give a little bit more of a articulation and like less of like a different look. Like when you lift it up, it'll still look
Mhm.
like his shoulder is muscular or whatever. It won't like stretch out the material or anything. And I think that looks good. But this figure, dude, this is sick.
Yeah.
So they really turned around from that first release because that Goku was getting shit on. And then they dropped this, and it's like, okay, they're listening. They're, this is their mic drop. Like, here,
Right.
take this,
Yeah, so hopefully this helps the line kick off a little more. Yeah, I never noticed that here, kind of in the shoulder. That's what you're talking about there, Eddie?
Yeah,
How
and
it
you
was
can
like
see it on
separate
the
pieces.
on the regular the Vegeta on the left hand or on the right hand shoulder. You can see the crack right there where
Yep.
the shoulder meets. Oh, that's where
So
I
it's
noticed.
almost like, yeah, like the around the shoulder area and the upper body where the joints are. The soft goods are separate. So like there's soft goods on the arms and then again on the chest, but they're not connected.
And
if
does
that
it
makes
look
any
like
sense.
on the Super Saiyan version? Does it look like there's butterfly joints too? Holy shit, man!
It kind of does.
Damn,
Like you can
dude.
kind of see it goes forward a little bit, but it'd be tough to say. That
And,
armor piece might affect that.
Yeah, and so this dropped, and a lot of people went back and got that Goku. I don't think that you guys should do that if you're watching and like if you're just taking my advice. I think they're gonna redo Goku in a better way, and it'll be 10 times better than the original
Eventually,
release.
for sure, yeah.
So just hold off until this comes out, until we get it in hand and actually see what it's about, and then they're definitely gonna do more.
What's cool with this is Zach and Dean have said it before, who are adamant Dragon Ball fans, if anyone didn't know. They've said it before that there's been 6 scale versions of these guys done, and it does not translate well, and they kind of alluded to the realistic look of them.
Yeah.
But this makes me think that it can be done in 1/6 scale, like how good they did of a job of this 1/9 scale version of them.
Oh hell yeah!
This is amazing.
Like you're talking about that third party thing
Yeah.
that where you could buy the clothing set and then you had to get a Fison body.
And there's been ones before that as well, but yeah, that's the most recent one.
This is I told you that was my only hang up. Well, I said it yesterday. That was my only hang up, that it's 1/9. It
Yeah.
would be amazing if it was 1/6, but it's still, it's still awesome.
Yeah, 1/9 and 1/18 scales seem to start rising. But yeah, so moving on here, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier John F. Walker SH Figure Arts action figures out for pre-order, $89.99, due November 2021. This looks pretty good for the most part. I like them a lot more with the helmet on. They don't really kill head sculpts much. He looks awkward here, does he not? I hope it's just the picture, but it looks like he's got like a giraffe neck for a torso. Look at that. But this effect, the effect of him like throwing the shield down on the ground and it bouncing off, that is awesome. I love that.
Yeah, I love that effect too, dude. That's a cool one.
Yeah. So I believe you can get this one really anywhere, if I remember right. I don't think this one is a P Bandai exclusive or anything like that. You guys watched the show, right?
Yeah.
What'd you guys think
love
of it?
Yeah. Go ahead, Mario.
No, it was really good. I really liked it. I mean, if I'm honest, I liked WandaVision a little bit better just because I thought it was something different, but it took a little bit for me to catch on. I mean, not catch on, but it did kind of drag a bit. But it wasn't until, what was it, the end of episode 3 or 4 is when it took a turn, and it's like, oh shit, this is getting good, like really really good.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that it wasn't bad, but I really liked the show in the end overall. I like this character, John Walker. I'm
Dude.
excited to see what they're gonna do with him next.
I agree. This was a great show. I liked it from the beginning. The last 2 episodes were my favorite in the whole season.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of bummed that we only got 6 episodes. I think it was 6.
Yeah,
But John Walker, dude, this guy was getting so much hate. This actor.
he played
For
it,
this
he played the part
character.
so well.
I know he did an amazing job, I felt. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
he really killed it. So I'm excited to see all the different figures that we get, and this one is looking great. I think the helmeted sculpt looks better than the unhelmeted. But this guy's got a weird face because in the show I thought this too. In the show, he's not a bad looking dude, you know. He's Kurt Russell's son. So he's obviously good looking dude, and but when he puts the helmet on, yeah, he looks like an old man or something, dude. Like I saw a GIF or something where they show the old man from Up with the helmet on, and he looks like that. That's how he
was
looks.
Spot on. It was so funny how they captured that. I mean, you put the helmet on, and it literally looked like the bottom half of his face was just like completely smushed or something. I don't know what it was.
It's weird.
But with the helmet off, like you said, he's a decent looking chap, right? But,
yeah.
It was,
I heard that the reason it was like that is because his original outfit was taken from Cap's old outfit, and the helmet was too big for him because Cap's bigger than him with the super serum and everything. So I heard that because of that, the helmet, like, that's why they wanted it to look like smushed down on his head, like, because he's a smaller guy or whatever. But yeah, I just thought it looked really funny because I remember when I seen the trailers and they showed him with the helmet, I was like, that dude looks weird. Before they had showed him,
right? You're like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, before they had showed him unhelmeted, and then when they finally showed him unhelmeted, I was like, oh, that's what's his face, you know? He's a
what this
cool
poor
guy.
actor went through at the beginning. I mean,
Man.
even when getting death threats supposedly, just because people didn't like his character of New Cap. I'm like, come on, guys.
So dumb.
What the hell is wrong with fandom nowadays? Let the character play out throughout the entire season. And
social media.
I loved it. I thought he did a great job. Man.
Means he's doing it well.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Do you guys know what he's from? When I see like people like this that aren't in a lot of shit, I'm always like, oh, that's the dude from this. He's from 22 Jump Street. He's the quarterback that Channing Tatum ends up like being best friends with.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I gotta pull an Eddie right here. I haven't seen it.
What?
Dude, you gotta watch 22.
You have to see it.
I mean, it's not like it's not like it's The Godfather.
No, I heard they're both really good. They're both really good.
They are.
Yeah, I just never made time to sit down and watch them, but yeah.
Yeah, no, those are good movies. I love those ones. The second one is way less quotable, but it has such funny moments, like awkward humor, funny moments, that I laugh my ass off in the second one a lot. All right, so moving on to NECA news. Let me know if you guys, or interrupt me, you guys, if you want me to stop, because I'm gonna kind of fly through some of the Ninja Turtle stuff here.
Yeah.
So they announced, I know we talked about it last episode as well, that they're doing like an event pre-order windows for quite a few different figures. The event number 2 that took place right after our last episode was from April 16th to the 25th, and that included Ace Duck, Mutagen Man, and that was a 2-pack for $55, I believe. That was new. And then they did the Splinter and Baxter 2-pack. That one was a re-release, and then the Captain Zarax and Zork, also a re-release, and that window closed on April 25th. And then event number 3, that one is going on right now. That's from 4/23 to May 2nd, so 5/2, and that includes Anthrax and Scumbag 2-pack. These guys are new.
That Anthrax figure looks cool, dude. I don't know the character, but it looks cool.
I know nothing about these things, but yeah,
these
they look
got some wacky designs, man.
They look like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then the other one, this wasn't a 2-pack, but this one was a single. It kind of is a 2-pack, I guess, if you count Krang there. Ultimate Krang's android body, so his android body is obviously fairly large, and a ton of accessories there. And then General Treg and Granitor 2-pack. These guys are up right now.
One thing I've always loved about these particular NECA figures is the paint apps are incredible. I love how they make them, how they shade them as such, as if they just jump off like the animated cell. Their line art is awesome, but you know, with my previous experience with NECA, the materials that they use. I just hate the fact that they break easily.
Yeah, they have,
Or
like, I've always defended them and said they have gotten better, which they have, but
hmm
I agree. It's if they did away with QC, in my mind, they should win Company of the Year every year. They have very transparent communication with their customers.
yeah,
They seem to do everything they can to battle scalpers, and the paint and their quality is there. Like you're saying, Mario, the paint, the accessories that they come with, all of that is pretty good, pretty cool. So yeah, so those are the two events going on right now. I also did want to talk about a little their Universal Ultimate figure line announcement. So this was kind of funny. They already announced the Frankenstein that we talked about, but they had the official announcement for the additional figures coming from in 2021. They said the first figure in July will be Frankenstein's monster from Frankenstein 1931, which celebrates its 90th anniversary this year. That's wild. Subsequent figures set for 2021 will include Lon Chaney Jr. as the Wolfman from the Wolfman 1941, Boris Karloff as the Mummy in 1932, Bela Lugosi as legendary Count Dracula from 1931. So those are, I know we kind of talked about what possibly could be coming down the pipeline, and they helped clear that up. They showed a picture of the Mummy. He looks pretty good, to be honest, but if they're anything how the Frankenstein's monster came out, that they are going to be very good. Very well done figures. So I just kind of wanted to point that out real quick. And then as well, the Iron Maiden Aces High 8-inch cloth figure is released. I think you can pre-order them from like Entertainment Earth, Big Bad, all those places. $34.99 November 2021 release. And then this was a big one. I just started the part from your guys' show where you guys were ripping into this on your knees here, but so this one is the Ultimate April O'Neil 1990 movie figure. This is a 7-inch scale action figure. There's two versions released. There's the Signature Edition and the regular edition. The Signature is what came with additional accessories, what you see on the left here. With the raincoat. It came with alternate head and hands, channel 3 microphone, purse, pizza stack, Psy accessories, plus April's trademark yellow raincoat and a full-size channel 3 press pass signed by Judith herself. Needless to say, the knees were the touchy subject here. It's almost like a overlapping. So like the knees are their own piece, and then they put
It's almost like
shins
one of
onto
those-
it, and then the thighs.
It's almost like one of those Russian China dolls or whatever. Or is that what they are? Where you open it and a smaller one comes out, and then you open it and a smaller one comes out? I feel like if you pull her legs apart, there's going to be another leg and another leg all the way down to a very bone.
Yeah. It looks awkward for sure. Overall, like the head sculpt is good. The accessories are good. I think it was a cool idea with the Signature Edition, but yeah, the knees are kind of a miss, and with her wearing a skirt, that's a big part that shows. It'd be different if she had like soft good tights on or something to take that a little away. Mark said it looks like a Lego Build-A-Figure. Yeah, I'll say, like, as a huge Mezco fan, I would love for female body Mezcos to have knee joints like this, because everything's in soft goods or covered anyways, so then it wouldn't matter. You know that this is going to get good articulation, but yeah, that kind of is
I was going to say on the head sculpts, I wish that one of them had a different hairstyle, because you can even see it in her press pass there, that her hair, like, she had it in, like, different hairstyles, obviously, so it would have been cool to get that sculpt. And then to me, the face looks very surprised in the eyes. Like the eyes look like they're like, you know, like, holy shit, I can't believe they made this figure.
She looked like she seen a ghost.
I don't know. It's good, but also with how long they were hyping it up and like, you know, how long she's been working with them, I expected perfection. Like I'm Michael Fassbender right now and I'm looking at this and I'm saying I said perfection or whatever.
Yeah. No, I can see that. I would just defend NECA in the sense to where she was obviously very involved. We talked about it for a while. For, like you said, almost a year, it seemed like she was involved in this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the way she looks, what she came with, I'm guessing was a big thing that the actress signed off on since she was so involved with the creation, you know, even the distribution of this figure. The biggest thing she said is, I want everyone to have this if they can. But...
And
yeah,
what happened
Equans-
with that? Didn't it sell out?
Well,
Like
the signature...
extremely quick? Yeah.
The signature one did. You can still get the regular version.
Oh, okay.
Which
she
is
wants
still
everyone to have her
considered.
figure, not her
Yeah.
signature.
Yeah. Well, they'll have him.
I think it's
Well,
funny that Dylan, like, this is just a quick notice thing, but Dylan, like, he's always quick to talk shit on, like, Hot Toys and stuff, or stuff that people generally like, but, like, when anybody has a criticism for anything else, he's like, well, you know, they did do this. Like, he protects them, like, it's okay, dude. You can say when they fuck up, too, you know? That's
No,
cool.
I defend a lot of things from Hot Toys' point of view when it comes to what I think are licensing issues as well. Like, on the business end of things, I don't like to come at businesses a lot because I know in the back end there's a lot that we don't know, that we don't understand on how things go. And in this, I know that, yes, she had a lot to do with this, so I wouldn't shit on NECA about it, but I would shit on the figure about it. I would say everything you said is correct. I'm not denying any of that. The knees are terrible. The head sculpt could be a little better. Like you said, I think this her hair tries to replicate the press pass, but not enough, probably. It's almost fluffed out enough, but again... you don't know what she said they could and couldn't sign off on. Where I really always, when I was hating on Hot Toys early in the show, it was by their materials they select that causes people, you know, museum poses where I don't want to spend $200 for a museum pose. Like I'm in that classic argument where if I want to spend a high-end money on something to be in a museum pose or to like not do much, I will get a statue at that point. I will, but I don't want to. So that's kind of where I come at Hot Toys on. Yeah. What the other thing that I really hate about Hot Toys is their lack of transparency. How it's almost like, oh, everyone in all the groups, I can sense my inside sources are saying a release tonight at 11 p.m. coming from Hot Toys. It's going to be Core Scale Spider-Man. I hate that shit. Cannot stand that. I really wish they would talk. I know they're not as transparent, or they're not that way, not this bad over in Hong Kong. Those workers will talk to people a lot when you go over there. But from what I'm used to, I really like them to connect with their fans more, to kind of, you know, if they don't make Cyborg, just come out and say, we can't make him because of licensing, like what NECA does. You would get so many people to shut up from that. It's like, if it's out of your control, just tell people that. But anyways, I went off on a tangent. You're right, Eddie. I stick up for small stuff a bit too much, but it's also it's mainly playing devil's advocate for the most part. I'm like first and foremost a 1/6 scale collector. Always have been, always will be. And I'm a 1/6 scale collector living in and I'm running a podcast for small figures in a 1/6 scale world, essentially. So I gotta kind of scream as loud as I can from the bottom of the totem pole here with the.
Dude, you have my full support in selling anything you want because I will gladly buy it. So if you want to get rid of your 1/6 shit, don't let me stop you, dude. I'll buy it.
I told you I'm first. That's my first one. So we don't have a collecting comics segment today. I just, since with the storm there, it's sounding like After Dark might not happen tonight either. That's interesting. But yeah, we just want
I told
to.
Dean we could just do it. I said, me
Yeah.
and Mario, you and John, we'll keep going into After Dark. But
I
Zach was all fucking sad, and he's like, "No, I need to be there because I miss you guys." I'm like, don't fucking lie to me. I know that you have a family.
he just wants to be on.
Oh no.
Real quick, before we get to the Hasbro stuff here, we'll hear a word from our sponsor.
It's Watto Scrapyard, Annie. We want to thank our friends over at Watto Scrapyard for sponsoring tonight's episode.
You can find them on Instagram at Watto Scrapyard. They're also on Facebook and eBay as well.
Yeah, man, they make 3D printed parts for hard-to-come-by Kenner and Hasbro vehicles, which is a huge help when you're looking for those lost pieces. They also make printed head sculpts of literally anybody you could think of.
Literally anyone. They've made a head sculpt of me. They've made head sculpts of PewDiePie for you. They've made all kinds of Jedi, all kinds of characters from the Star Wars universe. They are absolutely amazing. They can get any sculpt you want designed and printed for a reasonable fee today.
Awesome. Well, hopefully everyone stays safe if the storms are that bad. No, Eddie, don't worry about you talking too much. We are pretty relaxed here on Small Talk. If we're not against a time constraint here, I probably won't be rushing a ton here, but this is the biggest part of the news. Hasbro announced a lot since last show. Black Series was pretty, on the Star Wars end, it was pretty minimal. They just announced 4 figures on the Black Series side. They are $24.99 each, going to be Target exclusives. No word on pre-orders yet as of yesterday. A lot of people guess they're going to go up for pre-order on May the 4th. But it is Clone Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin, and then Clone Hawk Pilot, and Clone ARC Trooper Echo. And this is Echo before things happen to him at the end of Clone Wars. But you can see they did 3 3/4 inch scale retro packaging. So these are Black Series, so 6-inch scale. But they did 3 3 inch, like old 3 3/4 inch scale packaging. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a throwback. It's pretty cool, to be honest. What do you think of this, Mario?
I never thought I would see this style of packaging from a 6-inch figure. I mean, aside from the vintage series, I think it's a nice throwback. There's a good collection of figures here. I think we have most of these in the vintage collection, minus Echo and the pilot there. Mm-hmm. But no, these look really good. You know, I mean, I don't collect 6-inch anymore. Right. I've always appreciated them from afar.
Do you have the old TVC versions of these packaging?
No.
Oh, I suppose it wouldn't look. Yeah, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be the vintage collection then, would it? Yeah. I think it's pretty cool. I vaguely remember seeing these in stores at the time. I was not huge into Clone Wars at the time, and even if I was, I probably wouldn't have bought these. But pretty cool. They're preying. I think I said this in our chat. I'm praying. They are preying on our nostalgia for sure, and it's working.
Yeah, I'm tempted. I love Clone Wars, man. I think that's my favorite Star Wars.
Are you still collecting 6-inch clones, Eddie?
I have one. I have a clone trooper, just the shiny clone trooper. That's all I have. But it's the pack. Okay, it's the clones mixed with the packaging that get me on this line. Like, I don't really want Obi-Wan or Anakin. It's the Echo and the pilot that really catch my eye with because I think they look better with the packaging because it's a helmet, you know. If it was a 5s, I would have been sold. Cause Fives is my guy. I fucking love Fives. So, but Echo's pretty cool too, and I guess
I
it would be
like-
spoilers to say that he's like coming out on the new show. So
Yeah, I
Spoilers.
like Echo's designs on his armor quite a bit. But yeah,
His art
they-
troopers are kick ass.
yeah.
hell yeah, dude.
So tell me this, you two. If Hot Toys came out with versions, because I know Eddie said the Bad Batch, he would buy Hot Toys versions of the Bad Batch in a second.
Yeah, 100%.
Mario, would you say the same for the Bad Batch?
If Hot Toys did, okay. I'm crazy. I'm a nutty Hot Toys collector, especially when it comes to Star Wars, because I'm in the mindset of picking up everything that I can. So by given that, yes, I would pick them up.
Okay.
Absolutely.
What about, and would you guys do it if they did essentially these what are they called? The shock troopers, essentially, right? Echo and Rex and all them.
Art troopers.
Arc troopers.
Yes.
Yeah,
oh
sorry.
my god, these are highly sought after
these
in
are
1/6 scale.
Over Bad Batch. These,
Yeah,
if they did
easily,
Echo
easily.
Fives, they did Echo Fives, and who am I thinking of, Mario? Is that it?
I think it's only Echo and Fives. Those
Oh,
are the
okay.
only two that really stood out.
Echo. I think I'm thinking of the
Or
what's
Rex.
his name?
is-
Oh,
is
Jesse.
the lead.
Jesse's the other one.
Yeah, Jesse.
Yep.
Jesse.
Yeah, dude. Those are Bad Batch is cool, but these are the
Easily.
elite from the beginning. You
Easily.
grow
Yeah.
from the beginning of Clone Wars. They show these guys as shinies, and you grow with these guys. These guys are the Clone Wars focus, you know. So hell yeah.
Well, just like Ahsoka, you don't give a shit about Ahsoka for 2 seasons, and you're actually annoyed of her, and then you end it with you like cheering her on in the last battle
Yeah.
against Darth Maul.
Seriously.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, these
Yeah,
are- these would be-
I'm guessing these are coming Hot Toys. I don't know what I would do. I've been a big troop collector for Black Series. I've been talking about getting out of it. I also know that I really like troopers as well. And I don't really have the room to expand for the Hot Toys on them. So I don't know what I would do. I'm
I
kind
was-
of at a loss.
I was in the same boat. I mean, I think it was last year or the year before, I decided just to get into the just to collect the clones, pretty much as far as the 6-inch. And then after a while, I'm like, what am I doing? So I got some clone 6-inch I need to get rid of.
Well, let me know when you are. You may be able
Yeah.
to tempt me. All right, so there wasn't a whole lot in TVC, unfortunately, for you, Mario, that I was able to find for news.
No.
Tell me if I missed something, but I don't think there was. There's a lot last
wasn't
week.
much
But Marvel makes, so kind of getting into their Legends stuff here. There's, I think, quite a few things. Pretty much 3 separate waves on both Marvel Legends and Retros that they released. So the first one here is the Disney Plus Marvel Legends wave. Set of 7 figures. It's a Build-A-Figure for flight gear for Captain America / Falcon. Captain America, sorry, kind of spoilers, but I also kind of don't feel bad for you because I cover this stuff. And I hate spoilers more than anyone, and I have to cover it. And it seems like small stuff is always the stuff blowing it, too. So it's just
Yeah.
something, it's just part of life at this point. Had to deal with it for 2 years now, getting spoiled from small stuff. But anyways,
I give John, the everyday collector, so much shit for showing this in our chat. I was like, dude, what the fuck, man? But yeah, I mean,
yeah, I heard one of Zach's grinds my gears where he talked about toys spoiling things.
Mhm.
And I just wanted to say, like, holy shit, man, you're speaking to the choir. I've been doing it for 2 years, and I have to cover this stuff. It drives me crazy. I hate spoilers just as much as the next person. And yeah, it drives me nuts that the small stuff is what's always breaking it seems like.
yeah.
But this wave comes with Captain America, the Sam Wilson / Falcon figure, U.S. Agent figure, Baron Zemo, Winter Soldier, Scarlet Witch, and then the white version of Vision from the TV show, and Loki. And Loki is kind of in his suit.
Is that who that is?
Yeah,
That's
on the
Loki.
lower right.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
You can't see it? I think it looks
Yeah.
like Tom Hiddleston.
I think here, actually Bucky and Baron Zemo look probably some of the of the
Yo.
best.
Is Loki a spoiler? Did they show
He's
him like
just
that in
in-
the trailer?
He's just in average clothes. Why, how would that be a spoiler?
Because that's not average clothes. That's his suit. That's his time saving. Like, that might be a spoiler, dude.
Whoa,
He's-
spoilers, Eddie. Spoilers, Eddie.
Well,
'cause-
yeah, don't overanalyze and make it a spoiler.
Wow. Okay.
Once again, small scale spoiling the big stuff that's yet to come.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll get into that more once we know more about Loki, obviously. But these two,
Dude,
I really like these two. I think these ones
Yeah.
look great.
I love that they made Zemo. I mean, he
know.
looks really, really cool, dude.
And he actually comes with the most things. Like, he comes with like a golden gun, a couple fists, and then the book that's supposed to make Bucky pretty or crazy, I guess.
Bring out the Winter Soldier.
Yeah. And then these two actually don't look bad either. The Falcon / Captain America doesn't look terrible. I wasn't a fan of these two, but yeah, this overall, the Vision just seems like kind of a tough, I don't know. Being the white one, that's obviously not everyone's first choice, and then for the Build-A-Figure stuff, he actually doesn't even come. He comes with like middle parts for the wings for the Falcon.
It's kind of a weak Build-A-Figure.
Yeah,
I mean,
it kind of
it's just parts for the wings, man.
It kind of is. It really sucks if you want him for that. Like, just sell him as the all-in-one figure for $40 if you have to. That people would still love that. Danny, what's Bofa?
Don't fall for it, dude. Don't fall for it.
He already did, dude.
No,
Come on, Danny. Give it to him.
I'm trying
Give
to
it
set
to him, Danny.
set him up.
You're setting them up. Come on,
The
Danny,
other-
knock it down.
So the other wave is Shang-Chi Wave 1. This is a set of 6 figures, and it's Build-A-Figure for Mr. Hyde. These are in stock, showing these
Said
nuts.
both of these nuts.
The wave is already in stock. Oh, sorry, the other one, the Disney Plus ones with all the TV shows, that one's due June 2021 release. The Shang-Chi wave is already in stock. You're loving
he
that
goes,
way
dude.
too
You
much,
got-
Eddie.
You got Eddie going.
Because it
Give him a minute. Give him a minute.
because it doesn't. See, Dylan. This is why it pays off to watch other network on the show, dude.
Shows
What?
on to watch other shows on the network.
I do. I am just behind, so I don't watch them, but
Good
I
catch.
listen to them. Which I listen to the podcast. What am I missing here?
It was on an After Dark. Some dude that we played a clip, and some guy was like on a rant, and some guy was like Bofa, and this guy was like, Bofa, what the hell is Bofa? And the guy got him in the rant. He's like, Bofa these nuts, and he's like, and the guy got super fucking pissed off, and he's like, well, if you're gonna be a child,
No, I've heard that before.
But
I
Danny,
wanted to set my-
ever
my
since
boy
the
up.
clip, ever since the clip, Danny's been trying hard to get somebody with it.
Danny loves sweet Danny Lee. Okay, so this wave has Shang-Chi, Wen Wu, Zia Zai Ling. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that
That's
wrong.
exactly how you pronounce that. It's perfect.
Civil Warrior, Death Dealer, and Iron Man Tony Stark AI version. These look pretty good. The movie ones, I don't know anything about them, obviously. Civil Warrior, honestly, was my favorite out of this, which is like a robotic Captain America type looking dude.
Yeah.
Is that not a re-release?
No, this is like from
Or
the
do we
game.
have him in a
Gamerverse.
different color? We
Who,
have that in a
the
different color.
Civil Warrior? Oh, maybe. I don't know. I had never heard of him. I asked Sean about him, and he's like, I know nothing about this guy.
Does Sean
it's like
read
a-
comics? Because I'm starting to think he doesn't read comics.
Wow.
Listening, Sean? Called out.
Wow.
But yeah, so he's kind of a robotic like Captain America.
Yeah.
Looks pretty cool. And the movie figures I'm trying not to cover too hard here, just because I don't want to overanalyze them yet, since I know nothing about them and spoilers. But
Dude, I thought
I'll
that
be-
Death Dealer was like Cobra Commander or something.
I'm thinking of
he stands out for sure.
Dylan. I'm thinking of the 3 3/4 like champions line. You know the line I'm talking about, the
okay.
little ones. That's
Yep,
what I was
yep.
thinking of.
Yes, this is a skin, or this is from Contest of Champions, so like
Yeah.
a Game Reverse version, and then the Iron Man Tony Stark AI version is a Legends, just a regular Legends series, so kind of a throwback retro. I know Zach said he had this one and he loved it. But these ones again are in stock, ranging from about $20 to $25.
You're right, Equal.
Oh, Equan said there was a green one apparently before.
Yeah, it was I think it's called the Supreme Leader.
Okay.
It was when he's part of Hydra. Captain America.
Gotcha. Okay, so then the last part of their Marvel stuff really is Marvel Legends Retro line, the Retro 375 figures they call them. These are ranging from $10.99, or you can get the entire wave for $80. These are in stock as well. Even though Hasbro Pulse only had them for like the full bulk wave price, like you go to Entertainment Earth and buy them separately, but
Are these 5
Hasbro
POA
Pulse did not.
3.75?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
cool.
So these are 5 points of articulation, 3 3/4 inch scale. Part of their retro classic lines. So this one is kind of a banger, actually. So this has the Hulk, Carol Danvers, in her yellow and black suit. Captain America, Magneto, Spider-Man, and the Human Torch. Spider-Man looks pretty good. The Hulk looks pretty good. I think Magneto looks pretty... These honestly all look pretty damn good, in my opinion.
Yeah.
This would have been an easy hole to get down. I think the first wave...
That's what she said.
Nice. That's what... That
There it is.
kind of makes sense.
This would have been a nice hole to get down? How does that not make sense?
Well, why would she say that? Huh?
Or
Maybe
he's.
she's bragging about her hole, dude. I don't fucking know. I just know she said it.
Oh, shit.
I'm trying desperately to give you
Whatever.
evidence for
man.
the next show.
Right. It doesn't matter. She said it, all right? Just deal with it.
Yeah, she just said it. That's all we
She
care
just
about.
said it.
So the first one actually was with Black Panther, Captain America again. So that must be a re-release. Iron Man, Cyclops from X-Men, Spider-Man, and Electro. But yeah, that's what she said.
Oh, I didn't know
G-
this. Did you mention this? Equan said that the first pre-orders had the first edition card backs.
Oh,
So,
okay.
like, is that the first edition of the figures or like the first comic release on the card backs? I don't know what that means.
I think that. So I think I know what he's talking about. I think it has to do with the packaging, because they also came as a 2-pack.
Mark, I think any show that I'm on immediately turns into After Dark. Like, that's my fault. I'm sorry.
Why? What did he say?
So-
We're mutating into After Dark. Small Talk tends to do that quite a bit, actually. We've had that problem for a while. It used to drive Zach nuts before After Dark was a thing.
Which
And
only
then After
makes
Dark
it
started,
funner to
and-
do.
After Dark started, and then all of a sudden it's okay for us to fuck around here in Small Talk.
Typical Zach.
So what
Yeah,
you're saying is you started After Dark.
Yeah,
and
so
Zach
you know
took
how
that
they
from
always...
you.
Ah.
Yeah, so you know how they always say they started out... They got the idea for Small Talk.
Oh.
Shots
Yeah,
fired.
so I'm going to share this over what I was talking about with the packaging, how it was kind of like a 2-pack type packaging. The first
that's
waves
sick.
that you had to buy. So you get these two as one. And
Those are
then
cool.
yeah, these two is one. And these are still in stock too, by the way. And then these ones are Hasbro exclusives. I forgot about that.
Oh,
But yeah,
Nice.
moving on here to GI Joe Classified series. This was just, I guess, I was just gonna say the announcement of the yeah, justice for Dylan. Give me some credit here, guys. I never asked for anything. The Cobra Island Firefly and Cobra Island Cobra Viper Trooper were both re-released on Hasbro Pulse, sold out within minutes. I just somehow stumbled into Firefly. I didn't even know they were going up, wasn't ready at all. I just accidentally got one. But apparently it sold out really quick. And then you're going to like this next thing, Eddie. Hold on to your butt.
Oh, shit.
So this is Icon Heroes, the Karate Kid Johnny Lawrence Cobra Kai Dojo action figure. This was supposed to be a convention exclusive. It is on their website, Icon Heroes website, that is,
I'll have to look
for
that up.
$50. I think it's a 7-inch scale, if I remembered right. I could be wrong. They also do have the Karate Kid Johnny Lawrence action figure. This one is up for pre-order, due for third quarter of 2021.
It's weird that they give him the flags in that first version of him.
Why?
Because I don't know if he ever holds the flags. Like, the flags are symbolized to give points. Like, the white flag is you get a point for whatever, like, move you did. And the red flag is if you're disqualified or something. But he never used the flags, I don't think. So, I don't. They just found a interesting accessory to throw in with him, I guess.
I thought those were toothpicks, to be honest.
toothpicks.
No, they're actually
Okay.
bomb pops, dude. Like,
Yeah, there you go. What is the difference? So it looks like they're showing off 3 or 4 heads here, and some of the heads I didn't really see a difference.
It's the foosh heads. You know when he shows the 3 different heads and he's like, this one's slightly pissed off, this one's a little more agitated, and this one's like. I like when he does those fucking. Yeah, that's what it is, dude.
Yeah, that must be, because yeah, they seem like one is like no frown, one is a bit of a frown, and then yeah, one is like grimacing. By the way, he has toe articulation.
Wow.
You kind of see there how he's got like big toe articulation. God, he's got more articulation than I do in my toes. Okay, can you guys move your toes like this kind of, or like move them around, or I can just go like this, like back and forth?
Can I do the wave with my toes? Yeah, I can. Do the
Like,
wave.
can you grab? You can.
Can I pick up a pencil and write with it with your toes?
Yes, I can actually. I've done it
Cool.
several times.
Wow.
What about you, Mario?
How talented?
I actually
no, Dylan,
type-
I'm like you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I type in the private chat with my toes a lot of times.
Holy
You
shit.
guys just don't notice. Yeah,
That makes
Wow.
sense.
that's
You
what
got
a
good
talent.
spelling. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of outline that, knowing Eddie was
Why
hopping
did
on.
you ask about our toes, dude? What the fuck?
Because we were talking about the articulated
Toe
toes. and I said-
articulation.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
you weren't paying attention. Sick, man.
I was
Damn it,
busy trying to not say a very racist joke that Danny told us what the points stand for. And I was gonna say, well, Danny's the authority on this. If anybody in our
Yo,
Patreon knows
you
who
had to
stand-
take it there.
I'm just saying, Danny knows, dude. He knows, dude.
Toe articulation is for crane kick. Yes, of course. Crane kick.
See, Danny, I told you. Proving the point.
Love her, sweet Danny Lee. So Beast Kingdom announced another one, part of their dynamic action heroes from Fast and Furious. This is DAH 38, Luke Hobbs from that movie. This is 1/9 scale, due in October 2021. How dare you? He looks pretty good. 1/9 scale, again, not our cup of tea typically, but I thought this was interesting. They have nothing in this line yet, but hopefully this one does well and they're able to dive into it. I cannot believe for how many movies there are of Fast and Furious that there are not more figures of these. Eddie said you pre-ordered this. you'll have to let us know how this is. I am super interested. I have not dove into this line yet, but I would be. It's got my interest.
This movie was pretty good too. I really love
Yeah.
The Rock in this franchise. I think he brought something to it that it needed. You know,
Yeah, some say that he actually saved the franchise.
he probably did.
Yeah.
Because before that it was all Vin Diesel, and now we've got him. You know,
Mark,
but,
you fake fan.
wow, dude, what the fuck?
He said
Mark
he's going to
Mendes?
bed. He's got to leave for work in 5 hours. You have 5 hours to sleep?
You lucky guy, you.
I'm just kidding. Sorry,
I was
keep
just
going.
thinking this. For you GI Joe people, this could be a roadblock
Yeah.
because he also played Roadblock in GI Joe, and he looked like this.
Yeah,
So-
very similar.
That would be a cool, like, secondary use for him, I guess. But, so they're starting with this one to fill it out. Maybe you think they'll do Jason Statham, like and
Wait, what's his name?
I don't on the
Jason-
show. It's
Yeah, no,
his
his
name's Jason Statham.
That's how you say it.
How am I supposed
Statham?
to say it? Statham.
I've never heard of Statham.
I might be saying it wrong.
Isn't it Statham?
What is his name?
Isn't it
Statham?
Statham? Yeah.
I say Jason Statham, dude. I don't know.
Jason Statham, like San Antonio.
Like San
Sta-
Antonio.
San
Yes,
Antonio.
San
How's your
Antonio.
San Antonio.
How's your state ham there? The quality of your ham there in
State
California?
Dude, we don't eat ham. We eat.
I
wow,
reached
just
a
fucking
bit.
Mind blanked.
State ham.
Jason Statham.
That's great. Way to go, Eddie, idiot. Just kidding.
You fool!
Moving on to Diamond Select. These were some other interesting ones they have in stock
Stay
on
ham.
Disney Store. Stay ham.
I'm looking up the spelling of his name, and I can see how Eddie could mispronounce it. But
Oh
I've
God,
heard it
I can't
remember,
say it.
pronounced
TH
that way too.
TH is like a F. All right.
But he said it differently than you guys too. He said stay ham, so it's not
He said stay ham?
Statham. He said stay ham.
Statham.
Stay ham sounds like the impossible version of ham, like the Beyond Meat. That's what stay ham sounds like.
That's what I thought you were saying. You were saying something about ham, and I'm like, what does Jason have to do with some state ham? Captain America. So this is Diamond Select in stock on Disney Store. Captain America collector action figure, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Winter
This
Soldier's
is,
a reissue, isn't it?
I think so. So that's the comic book version of the Winter Soldier, and this is the TV show version of Captain America from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So it's the kind of Falcon Captain America version. These are $30, and they are 7-inch scale figures. Even though the Winter Soldier one, they have that one at 7.25-inch scale. Or 7.25 inches. I'm guessing that's because of the diorama base, but in the background. So again, that one's not from the TV show, just a comic throwback. But
Be sure to like, comment, and especially.
Oops.
Okay. You know,
No,
Hasbro
no,
can
listen,
take a
listen,
few pointers.
listen.
I'm gonna remove.
Listen.
Jason Statham.
Statham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's stayed ham.
Thanks so
Jason
much.
No, but I just had to play that
Statham.
because America's is also fucking wrong. So
I hear
See? Thank you, Pemricus.
Jason
Statham.
Statham. Eddie, you're a more okay. So we want to thank our Patreons. Oh, it's been a while since I've read them off. I always
do you want
have.
us to do this, or are you gonna?
I can do. I got it here. Ben Porter, Sean Fear, Ian Seavey, Renee Mendez, Eric Mariscal,
Eris
Twin
Mariscal.
Gary,
All of 4 names, dude.
Leo Hernandez, King Louis, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber,
Trevor.
Lisa Martin Bomonsky, Rick D, Dan Lee, Deanie Martin, Stephen Krett, Big Fern, King Zachary V, Caesar Marquin, Mike Cruz, Bola Boyd, Eric Ruiz, Mario Cortez, Stephen Percha, Sean Yutzi, right?
Yahtzee.
Yahtzee, Scott Bradley, Jessica Contreras, Stephen Maria Stanley, Lord Voltatort, Eddie Manzanares, Joe Corpus, and James Coley. Thank you guys so much for your support. We need it. We appreciate everything you guys do for us
A
here.
bunch of beautiful people. A beautiful list in there.
Please
Yar.
continue to support us even when we can't pronounce your names.
Hey, I did pretty good there.
You did great,
you,
Dylan.
You want to know who was actually really funny to start off with was Damien. I hate to make fun of Damien while he's not on the show here to defend himself or probably watching, but his first time around was pretty rough too. It was pretty good. So if you want to become a Patreon, our May benefits, or for our existing ones, you got Dean the Dream sticker with a picture of Dean. Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, how did someone draw that? How'd they come up with that?
Yeah, I think Manny put
Manny-
together something.
He created it. I don't know if he drew it first, but he created it.
And then collecting weekly live unboxing sticker for our new channel. And then our tiers are Sweet Angel, which is $5 a month. You get a sticker sent straight to your door, as well as access to Ox After Dark. Certified Crispy, $15 a month. You get a Certified Crispy certificate on first pledge, and then assistance with figure fixes by Zach, and then benefits of the previous tier. And then What a Guy, $25 a month. You get a signed Collecting Weekly Live 18 by 24 silhouette poster on first pledge, doubles of all the stickers, and a 1 year sculpt painted by Darkside Customs after 3 months. Which chat is everyone? Which chat is
I
everyone
think he's talking
talking
about the
about right now?
I think he's talking about the Patreon chat.
Oh, I need to get the chat. So last time I looked in the chat when we were talking about like stickers, it was Dean with the NBA logo one.
Oh yeah, that was a debacle.
Yeah, no.
was
that
okay.
was drama filled, if you will. Also, we have our t-shirt designs that you can purchase on TeePublic. I believe there still is a promotion going on. We got kind of the old retro small talk version, ins and outs of collecting for you guys, Mario. We got OFAC. And then their OnlyFans version of Only Fools and Collecting. God, I
I
love that.
love that logo. That's amazing.
We got our Creeps Are Us, the Fuck That Guy, Ox Plays, the theater showing for King Kong vs. Godzilla, and then the Gooch Grease. Those are some of the ones I like.
Which, if you order today, I believe there is a discount on
30% off.
TeePublic today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I saw it on for today. Zach posting that. So make sure to get your t-shirt in. I actually should probably get a couple in. We also want to outline our... There you go. That's actually a good one. I want to get a couple... Wait a second. That still is kind of backwards.
No, that's right.
It's backwards if you play that way, but okay.
If that's what you're into, Dylan, I mean, hey.
Yeah, if that's what you're
It's-
into, we do not judge. We are very open at Collecting Weekly. We support you and your fight.
100%.
You're not helping yourself with that face.
We want to talk about small talk. And then we got our Collecting Weekly Live. OFAC, who alternates Thursdays with us. We got Collecting Rarities, who just posted their most recent one last week, I believe. The Joy of Hobbying, Ins and Outs of Collecting. Mario, you guys, that is ran by you, Mario. Are you guys going live tomorrow? Or, no.
Friday.
Yeah,
We're
Friday.
going live this Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific time. Come check it out. Everyone will have a lot of fun.
Hell yes. Great show there. collecting
You
weekly
guys
live
gotta go watch
unboxing?
because Mario literally doesn't let us talk about anything until the show, just so you guys will get the very first reactions of everybody. So
Absolutely.
Please.
Genuine
kinda-
reactions.
I'm kind of like that too. You can tell by the awkward humor about me calling Eddie out for wrongly using "That's What She Said." After Dark, which sounds like it might not be going, but it's typically Wednesday nights at 10:30. I keep thinking today's Thursday, so excuse me. And then Ox Plays, where we will stream some gaming channels. Zach said he's doing a dinosaur one that I'm super jacked about. I know Dean was like hating on him hard about it. But I want to see that. Oh man, the 69 show. So, okay, we still got 20 guys tuning in. We will do a giveaway. Give me 1 second and I will grab it.
That's what she said too?
That'll work.
That'll work. Hey, I got one in. All right.
that's what she said.
Oh,
That
shit.
was great. That was great. Good
Damn.
one.
You know what? I'm glad
Thanks.
I can set it up and you can knock them down, man. I can always rely on you.
Eddie is never coming back on the show ever again. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So this is what we are going to give away to everyone watching live.
Nice.
It is a Marvel Legends Retro Spider-Man. Pretty good figure.
Very
I think
good.
this is actually up for like a Collecting Weekly award last year. Still new in box. I wouldn't say the packaging or the cardboard is in the perfect shape, but it's not in bad shape by any means. I will ship this out. So you guys cannot enter because I've had too many people on the show win in the past, so sorry. I will do a random number generator, and what I would like to do is, if you want to join or if you want to be considered in the drawing, please post your name and I will start putting together a list for you and we can get this started.
Equan said, "I'll help you bury a
jeez.
body for that." Got
Wow.
dark.
Acorn, that's all it takes. Wonder what he'll do for a Hot Toys.
He'll take you
Bury
up
a
on that
body.
offer.
What is it? What does it mean, bury a body for that? I don't get that.
It's saying he wants it so bad that he'll help you. He'll
Ooh.
be an accomplice to murder for you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
He'll,
if I'm
he'll
allowed
help
to
make
say
things
that.
happen. You know?
I
on
mean,
YouTube.
I'd love for
He'll help
Eddie
you
to
get
never
rid of a
be on the
problem.
show again, but I'm just kidding.
Jesus, man.
I'm just kidding.
I've lost the support of every host now. It's finally happened. It's finally happened.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to get... My computer must be trying...
This guy. Yeah, he knows people.
Wow, Equan.
Hey, Equan,
Jeez.
I might hit you up later on, bro.
Kind of scared me, to be honest. Getting watched by the Fibby right now. Okay, still, my computer's still trying to open Word, so bear with me here as I try and assign numbers out.
Yeah,
And the
it's starting
second
to lag
you
a
started
little
that,
bit.
yeah.
So of course, Danny's got it. And Danny's apparently got everything.
It's starting
okay.
to lag a little bit.
So yeah, that's my computer trying to keep up. So we got Equan will be 1. Yeah, Toy Mafia has won a couple of them. Manny will be 2. Mark, does he want in? He's posting a lot.
Let me double check.
Man of
Say
Steel is
disorder
3.
one.
Toy Mafia is 4. Fabian. Oh, Eddie. Sorry, Eddie is 5.
Oh.
And then
Jonathan said he would like to be in. Everyday collector. Well, Mark said you don't have to put him in.
all right. Whatever you say, Mark. I guess you're too good.
I know, dude.
Okay. So we are up to 7 right now. We are up to 7.
How many did you do?
I think that's it. Just going once, going twice. All right. So we got 7 coming in here. If you guys win, just send me a DM or Zach a DM. This is what we got here. Ekwan is number 1, Manny is 2, Man of Steel 3, Toy Mafia 4, Eddie Arrow is 5, Curious Spark Fabienne 6, John 7. Let me know if I'm missing anyone before I start here.
I think you got everybody.
You're
Okay.
good to go.
Yeah.
All right.
Whoop, sorry.
Thank you. So, we will do... I like to use this one. This is what I've always used before. So we will do 3 of them like we've done before. And we'll do 3 generations of this. So 1, 2, 3. Number 2.
And the winner is
Manny.
Manny.
Wins
wow.
it.
Congratulations,
Manny.
Manny. Good job, buddy.
Congrats,
Congratulations.
man. Manny, send me your address and I'll get her sent out to you. And there we go. I promised one. I probably wouldn't have done it if we would have had to rush off for After Dark, but we made pretty good time overall. So kind of a long show, but there's a lot of news to catch up on and
Yeah.
stuff. So thank you everyone to tuning in to this week's episode of Small Talk, the show where we talk about absolutely nothing important. I am your host, Dylan.
I'm Eddie.
And I'm Mario.
Good night, guys.